Hello, my name is Irma Major, and I assist people in starting personal care agencies throughout the United States. Today we're going to talk about Wisconsin. A personal care agency is either a home health agency, county department, independent living center, American Indian tribe or band, or a freestanding personal care agency that provides services that are medically oriented activities related to assisting an individual with activities of daily living necessary to maintain the individual in his or her place of residence in the community. All services are provided with written orders from that patient's physician. Most states are now requiring 3 months of orders. So if you see a doctor every 60 days, when you sign up for an agency, you have to provide them with a H&P from your physician for the prior 6 months. I'm going to go through some of the online training for personal care agencies, and basically it's the same for most states. So the online training that's available deals with the introduction to DHS 101, Introduction to Definitions. For each of these trainings, you will need a separate binder, and you will copy them from your state's portal, and you will add all the information to your binder. You will label each binder with the title that the DHS has provided. In this case, DHS Chapter 101, Introduction to Definitions. You will copy this information and you will review this information. If you have any questions, you will highlight the questions that you have. Your next binder is DHS 105, Provider Certification. Note DHS 105.17 refers to personal care services. So we're going to look at DH 105. This is provider certification. And in this provider certification, you will note all the different codes that you can get, and this provides you with the codes for payment. And that's an introduction and definitions that you need to know in this chapter. You can read through this at your leisure from your binder. The next one is provider rights and responsibilities. You're going to have a binder that contains chapter DHS 106, Provider Rights and Responsibilities. The next one is the Survey Guide to Personal Care Agency Approval. And you're going to print this out, and you're going to have this in a separate binder as well. This is your survey guide. It's 8 pages. And then in this survey guide, there's a table of contents. It's going to tell you how to get ready for the process when the state actually comes out and looks at your site, review your records, and make sure that all your records are in order. Now we're going to look at the online training modules. They were created using Adobe Presenter software and may be viewed by selecting a specific module. The slides for each training module are available to print prior to viewing each module. So in Module 1 is the Introduction to Personal Care Service. I'm not going to show these. I would recommend that you print these out and that you have small individual binders with Module 1. and then print out the PowerPoint slides so that when you go through the modules, you can go through them selectively and then put any questions that you may have regarding the PowerPoint slides. Module 2, the application process. Your separate individual binder. You've pre-printed out the slides, and if you have any questions, you can write the questions after you view Module 2. Module 3, the regulatory compliance review policies and procedures. So what you actually want to do is you want to go through the regulatory compliance policies and procedures under Module 3. Module 3 Part 2 is additional regulatory compliance review policies and procedures. Module 4 is the survey process. Print out those PowerPoints as well. Have those in your individual binders when any questions that you might have. Additional resources is a caregiver background check. These instructions should be printed out as well. The caregiver background check process, the rules and regulations regarding caregivers, including a list of offenses affecting caregiver eligibility, contact information and related links, caregiver misconduct reporting, caregiver misconduct training, investigation, and preventions. Okay, you want to print all that out, and you want to have a separate binder dealing with how to do the background checks on you, your RN supervisor, and any personal care workers that you hire. Okay, you want to print out the Wisconsin Caregiver Program Manual, the DQA Registered Entity Background Check Process, Misconduct Complaints, Caregiver Misconduct Registry, Elder Abuse Resource Information, and Exclusion Database. You want to look through all the different publications, reports of decision, and the Wisconsin Nurses Aid Program. If you have any questions, they give you how to contact them. Now we're going to look at certification, license, and permits. When we look at certifications, license, and permits, we're going to look at what the certification are for a personal care agency. Personal care agency initial certification. You start off with the initial application process. Keep in mind this is a business, so you will need a business plan. You will also need policy regarding your employees, and you will also need policies and procedures regarding the agency. You will need two types of certification for personal care. The first one is the personal care worker initial certification, and the fee for that is $300. You have to make sure that you don't have any judgments, no matter how old they are. You've never declared bankruptcy. Never. It doesn't matter if the bankruptcy was 20 years old. You can never have declared bankruptcy. A lot of times what ends up happening is if you have any of these issues, then you have to hire an administrator who doesn't have any type of bankruptcies or judgments recorded against them. It doesn't matter if your RN supervisor has bankruptcies or judgments. As long as she doesn't have anything that prevents her from being licensed in the state of Wisconsin as a registered nurse. In addition to having the certification, you also need a Medicare certification, and that's $500. A Medicaid certification, and that's $500. Don't get them confused. You are a Medicaid agency, not a Medicare. Medicare is skilled. Medicaid is a personal care service agency. If you like this video, please subscribe. In the next video, I will show you the MPI number and how it is used. Thank you.